The Mach-E Mustang also offers regular and extended range batteries. The Mustang made its first public appearance on a racetrack as the pace car for the 1964 Indianapolis 500. The same year, Mustangs won first and second in class at the Tour de France International Rally. In 1969, modified versions of the 428 Mach 1, Boss 429, and Boss 302 took 295 United States Auto Club certified records at Bonneville Salt Flats. The outing included a 24-hour run on a 10-mile, 16 kilometers, course at an average speed of 157 miles per hour, 253 kilometers per hour. The drivers were Mickey Thompson, Danny Ongamis, Ray Brock, and Bob Bottom. The car's American competition debut, also in 1964, was in drag racing, where private individuals and dealer-sponsored teams campaigned Mustangs powered by 427 cubic inches, 7.0 liters, V8s. In late 1964, Ford contracted Holman Moody to prepare 10 427-powered Mustangs to contest the National Hot Rod Association's, NHRA, factory experimental class in the 1965 drag racing season. 5 of these special Mustangs made their competition debut at the 1965 NHRA Winter Nationals, where they qualified in the factory stock eliminator class. The car driven by Bill Lawton won the class. A decade later, Bob Clayton won the Mustang's first NHRA Pro Stock title. Ricky Smith's Motorcraft Mustang won the International Hot Rod Association Pro Stock World Championship. In 2002, John Force broke his own NHRA drag racing record by winning his 12th national championship in his Ford Mustang funny car. Force beat that record again in 2006, becoming the first ever 14-time champion, driving a Mustang. Early Mustangs also proved successful in road racing. The GT350R, the race version of the Shelby GT350, won 5 of the Sports Car Club of America's, SCCA, 6 divisions in 1965. Drivers were Jerry Titus, Bob Johnson, and Mark Donohue, and Titus won the SCCA B Production National Championship. The GT350s won the B Production title again in 1966 and 1967. They also won the 1966 Manufacturers' Championship and the inaugural SCCA Trans Am Series and repeated the win the following year. In 1970, Mustang won the SCCA Series Manufacturers' Championship again, with Parnelli Jones and George Fulmer driving for car owner, builder Bud Moore and crew chief Lanky Fauci. Jones won the unofficial driver's title. In 1975, Ron Smeldon's Mustang became the first ever American car to win the showroom stock national championship in SCCA road racing. Mustangs competed in the IMSA GTO class, with wins in 1984 and 1985. In 1985, John Jones won the 1985 GTO Drivers' Championship. Wally Dallenbach Jr., John Jones, and Doc Bundy won the GTO class at the Daytona 24 Hours, and Ford won its first Manufacturers' Championship in road racing since 1970. 3 class wins went to Lynn Street James, the first woman to win in the series. 1986 brought 8 more GTO wins and another manufacturer's title. Scott Pruitt won the Drivers' Championship. The GT Endurance Championship also went to Ford. In 1987, Saleen Autosport Mustangs driven by Steve Saleen and Rick Titus won the SCCA Escort Endurance SSGT Championship, and in International Motorsports Association, IMSA, racing a Mustang again won the GTO class in the Daytona 24 Hours. In 1989, the Mustang won Ford its first Trans Am manufacturer's title since 1970, with Dorsey Schroeder winning the Drivers' Championship. In 1997, Tommy Kendall's Roush-prepared Mustang won a record 11 consecutive races in Trans Am to secure his 3rd straight Drivers' Championship. Mustangs compete in the SCCA World Challenge, with Brandon Davis winning the 2009 GT Drivers' Championship. Mustangs competed in the now-defunct Grand Am Road Racing Ford Racing Mustang Challenge for the Miller Cup Series. Ford won championships in the Grand Am Road Racing Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge for 2005, 2008, and 2009 seasons with the Mustang FR500C and GT models. In 2004, Ford Racing retained Multimatic Motorsports to design, engineer, build and race the Mustang FR500C turnkey race car. In 2005, Scott Maxwell and David Emperingham took the driver's title. In 2010, the next-generation Mustang race car was known as the Boss 302R. It took its maiden victory at Barber Motorsports Park in early 2011, with drivers Scott Maxwell and Joe Foster. In 2012, Jack Roush Jr. and Billy Johnson won the Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge race at the Daytona International Speedway opening race of the 50th anniversary Rolex 24 at Daytona weekend in a Mustang Boss 302R. In 2016, Multimatic Motorsports won the IMSA CTSCC drivers and manufacturers titles with the S550-based Shelby GT350 RC, driven by Scott Maxwell and Billy Johnson. Dick Trickle won 67 short-track oval feature races in 1972, a U.S. national record for wins in a single season. In 2010, the Ford Mustang became Ford's car of tomorrow for the NASCAR Nationwide Series, with full-time racing of the Mustang beginning in 2011. This opened a new chapter in both the Mustang's history and Ford's history. NASCAR insiders expected to see Mustang racing in NASCAR Sprint Cup by 2014. The model's 50th anniversary. The NASCAR vehicles are not based on production models but are silhouette racing cars with decals that give them a superficial resemblance to road cars. Carl Edwards won the first ever race with the NASCAR Prep Mustang on April 8, 2011. At the Texas Motor Speedway. Ford Mustangs have also raced in the NASCAR's Xfinity Series since 2010. Ford Mustangs have driven in the NASCAR Enduro Series also. Ford Mustangs have been track raced in the NASCAR Cup Series since 2019, replacing the discontinued Ford Fusion. Mustangs have competed at the Formula Drift ND1 Grand Prix Series, most notably by American driver Vaughn Gittin Jr. Brazilian driver Diego Higa won the Netflix Hyperdrive Series in 2019 in a 2006 Ford Mustang V8. Ford Mustangs compete in the FIA GT3 European Championship and compete in the GT4 European Cup and other sports car races such as the 24 Hours of Spa. The Mark VDS racing team was developing the GT3 spec Mustang since 2010. The Ford Mustang was announced as a replacement for the Ford Falcon FGX in the 2019 Supercars Championship, which is being contested in Australia and New Zealand. The Mustang placed first in the first race of the year, with Scott McLaughlin winning for DJR Team Penske. The 1965 Mustang won the Tiffany Gold Medal for excellence in American design, the first automobile ever to do so. The Mustang was on the Car and Driver 10 Best list in 1983, 1987, 1988, 2005, 2006, 2011, and 2016. It won the Motor Trend Car of the Year awards in 1974 and 1994. In May 2016, the Mustang Owners Museum was announced, with an official opening in Concord, North Carolina on April 17, 2019, the 55th anniversary. The decision to locate somewhere in Concord was a result of the success of the 2014 Mustang 50th anniversary celebration at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, with over 4,000 Mustangs registered and an estimated economic impact of $8,300,000 US. The Ford Mustang has been featured in numerous media. Effective product placement allowed the car to reach celebrity status in the 1960s. In particular, movie glamour assisted in establishing a positive association with the Mustang. The following are a few notable cases where embedded marketing influenced the sales or other tangible aspects of the vehicle. The 1964 movie The Troops of Street Trope was the Ford Mustang's first appearance in a movie. Contrary to popular belief, The Ford Mustang did not make its cinematic debut in the classic James Bond film Goldfinger. On September 9, 1964, Nicole Crocott cruised around in a poppy red 1964.5 Mustang convertible in the French comedy Le Gendarme de Saint-Tropez, known to American audiences as the Troops of Street Tropez. Crocott's character, Genevieve d'Iris V. Grad, holds the distinct honor of being the first person to drive a Ford Mustang on the silver screen. The 1964 movie Goldfinger was the Ford Mustang's second appearance in a feature film and timed with the car's introduction in the U.S. marketplace. The song Mustang Sally, recorded by Wilson Pickett in 1966, is about a man who buys a Mustang for his ungrateful girlfriend. It has been described by one cultural historian as free advertising for the Ford Motor Company. The TV series The FBI was sponsored by Ford Motor Company. Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. drove new Mustang convertibles during the first 4 seasons, 1965 and 1969, and viewers can see how the Mustang evolved into a muscle car. Using real cars, Steve McQueen drove a badged Holland Green 1968 Mustang GT Fastback with the 390 cubic inch engine and 4-speed transmission in a chase scene with the 1968 black Dodge Charger and the 1968 film Bullet. A 1971 Mustang Mach 1 was featured in the James Bond film Diamonds Are Forever. 1971, a 1971 Mustang, modified to look like a 1973 model, nicknamed Eleanor, was the feature car in the 1974 car heist film Gone in 60 Seconds. Eleanor returned as a 1967 Mustang GT 500 in the movie's remake in 2000. The racing video game Ford Mustang, The Legend Lives, released in 2005, features only Mustangs. The 1997–1998 TV show Team Nitrata featured a red 1997 Ford Mustang convertible named Domino, and the 2008 TV movie Nitrata featured a black 2008 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500 KR as kit. The David Job-directed documentary A Faster Horse covers the creation of the 2015 Mustang. The 2014 film Need for Speed features, along with the Shelby Mustang, integral to the plot, a 2015 Mustang which briefly appears at the end. Like with Goldfinger, the scene was shot before the car was revealed to the public. A prototype was used and kept secret.